I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top. I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, then I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business
Welcome to another episode of the Legendary Sports Podcast, Fantasy Football Edition. I'm Jared Michelson.
I'm Antoine Beeks.
So we had a little audio and technical difficulties when we first started recording this, so we're doing this take again. So sorry for a little discombobulated as we're going through this, but that's what we got to do. That's what we do in football is you audible and you go with the next play. That's what we're doing right now. Yep, exactly. Omaha!
So we were just discussing who are we most excited to see, right? And that just jumps off paper at me is the way Patrick Mahomes...
I should probably explain we are talking about who we're excited to see in the preseason, who we're excited to watch, who we're going to see develop and grow together as a team, or who we're going to see flounder out there and maybe deter us from drafting either receivers or running backs because that offense looks terrible, quarterbacks, whatever. So now let's dive in.
I'm excited to see the wide receivers from Kansas City, Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney.
Oh, yeah.
Juju is gone, right? They still have Valdez-Scantling.
Mm-hmm.
Valdez-Scantling had an okay season last year, but nothing that jumps off the paper. I want to see if Kadarius Toney or Sky Moore can take that leap to stay healthy first and then just take over as that number one wide receiver or number two because Travis Kelce, whatever you want to call it. So I'm excited to see those guys. We know Patrick Mahomes. We know what he does. We know he throws that ball. And I'm just excited to see what he does.
Yes. I'm excited also to see that because Sky Moore was a highly touted prospect, so supposed to be a good talent and everything like that. Valdez-Scantling is what he is, the deep threat, the guy that goes, takes the top off the defense and everything like that, tries to pull your safety away, all that good stuff. And, and it's going to be interesting. Kelce will just be Kelce. He's probably just locked in for 1,012 and let's call it wins. No big deal.
Draft Travis Kelce because he's just locked in for what he got.
So we know what his is going to be, but it'll be interesting to see who steps up on the depth chart, who can kind of make that next one, or do they use the running backs more? All the running backs can catch. Clyde Edwards can catch. Pacheco can catch. Jerick McKinnon can catch. Do they start using those guys more? Move them around the field. Get them into slot positions. Let them run.
Man, we've seen that. We've seen that before. I'm just looking to see if a wide receiver can step up and have some success. That's all I'm looking for. A wide receiver to step up and have some success. Who you got over there? Who you thinking?
For me, man down. It's going to be Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm looking to see how the receivers perform. Because I like Calvin Ridley. I like that he went and dealt with some mental health on top of his gambling thing that, whatever, they blew way out of proportion. So
let me get 5 on the Jags.
Yeah, right, exactly. So it's going to be fun to see how they click in the preseason. I'm excited to see Trevor Lawrence step up. That's a big one too. I want to see Trevor Lawrence be the guy that he's supposed to be out there, the number one overall pick. If he's that guy, he should be able to sustain 2 receivers. He should be able to sustain them for 1,000 yards. If
Evan Ingram,
Chris Kirk, excuse me,
Christian Kirk,
no. They throw me off. Kirk Cousins can sustain 2 receivers. Trevor Lawrence should be able to do this in his career, right? A highly touted draft pick, a number one overall pick, somebody who's supposed to be able to carry a franchise. He should be able to sustain 2,000 receivers and still give Evan Ingram his work.
So you think that Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley are both 1,000-yard guys by the end of this season?
Yeah.
So those are guys that you draft.
I'm going for both of them. Like, if I can't get one, I'm going for the other.
Those are guys that you're going to have on your roster for sure because you be drafting running backs way too early.
Yeah, no way, baby. That was all that receiver depth that can get late.
Man.
Christian Kirk, 1,000 yards late.
All right, man. So, look, I seen somewhere on ESPN fantasy football analyst said, don't draft DeAndre Hopkins.
Interesting. So, talk to me about Tennessee. Talk to me about Hopkins. What do you think from that? What can come from that? What probably most likely can't come from that?
Well, let's just talk about this. You brought up Kirk Cousins. Ryan Tannehill is and going into his 12th or 13th year or something like that. And the guy has been middle of the road.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Everybody wants to rip on Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, might not
but
be in the middle. But.
Exactly, right? And if you're
Although
in the middle
he
of
is
the road,
very efficient with his targets, though. There was that one year in 2021 where he was like the most efficient quarterback or whatever the case may be. So
that's congratulations. Where was he at the end of the season?
Just give them some light at least.
No, where was he at the end of the season? At home, not even close to like. Without Derrick Henry, this team is a first.
Oh yeah.
Second or third pick in the
it's a dumpster fire for fantasy football offensive worthiness, right? If your top receiver's only going to be 800 yards.
Exactly. So with that being said, they got Taylor Burks, right? Who, if can stay healthy, he seems like a promising prospect, right? I'm excited to see him. I'm excited to see if he can stay healthy and what he can do. And then you got Hop. But my thing is, man, is they also drafted Will Levis and the year before that, Malik Willis. So are they ready for a quarterback change? Can one of these quarterbacks step up in a preseason and show that they're worthy of some time and talent, some time on the field? If they got the talent, can they get some time on the field? Can they make it happen?
I don't know. I mean, again, they drafted Malik Willis in the 3rd round. They drafted, what was the gentleman's name again?
Will Levis.
Will Levis in the 2nd round in last year's draft. I don't think they care for Malik. Otherwise, they wouldn't have gotten another quarterback already. So I think they may have seen enough of what they've seen, or they need to let him develop a little bit more anyways, or maybe he's just a lifetime backup. Who knows? That is a good possibility. It's more likely than not. But
a great job to have, though.
Well, yeah, exactly. If you can get a quality backup, show you're a quality backup where you can get that good salary out of it, Nick Foles. Yeah. Yep. If you can pull Nick Foles off, it's a good life. But I don't know if any of those guys are gonna, no matter who gets chosen, I don't know how much fantasy relevance anybody's gonna be on that roster, because it's not gonna be like a Jacksonville situation.
Derrick Henry?
I like Derrick Henry as a talent, but I feel like if they put one of those young guys in the on the field with Derrick Henry, they're just gonna stack the box because they're gonna run the ball more than throw.
Very true.
And also, what's Derrick Henry going to do with a stacked box, an aging body, and an offensive line that's mediocre at best?
It's true.
So,
Fair.
But we'll see what happens. But one I am excited to kind of see, and it could be a similar situation. It's a young quarterback coming in here, another second-year person, is Sam Howell and the Washington Redskins offense. Or I shouldn't say Redskins, Washington Commanders offense, excuse me. So I want to see if they can produce some receivers. I don't think Tennessee is going to give us no matter any of the 3 that they can. I think all those guys, even with Tannehill, he's probably just barely a notch above Howell. You know what I'm saying? Even though Howell's only a second-year player, I feel like it's like Tannehill Howell. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, though? I will say this, man.
Howell.
I'm excited to see what he can do, man. I think they've kind of put a lot on his plate.
Yep.
He got to compete with the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Eagles, right, in that division. And then he also,
but they have at least they have Jacoby Brissett as the backup, and he's been able to produce some work. You know, and he's not like the highly talented guy, but he got Amari Cooper. You know, a decent year. So
yeah, I mean,
for part of the year.
I mean, there's just a lot going on. Curtis Samuels, Jahan Dotson, and Terry McLaurin. Mm-hmm. He has the weapons.
Yeah, hopefully it gives him some confidence. That's the thing that your quarterback needs, right? You need confidence and to be able to go out there and make a play or make a mistake and get right back in there. So it's got to be on the coach to get him, rev back up to be able to get back in there after that mistake. But then it's got to be on the quarterback to take all that, learn from it, and then get back in and start slinging again. And I'm hoping that that's the mindset he comes in with if he does make that mistake, so he can keep those guys. Even if he throws it 50 times, he completes 30 for 200 yards. I'm hoping 8 of those catches and 100 of those yards are going to Terry. Like if it's gonna be a volume thing, it's a volume thing.
Man, I'm looking for Jahan Dotson, man. Hey, listen, that's a big one. But
let's talk
about my boy that's been producing 1,000-yard seasons pretty much since he entered the NFL is Mike Evans. I also seen him on that do not draft list. And I think that they want to say do not draft him because, one, he's a little bit older. He's a little slowing down a little bit.
New QBs.
But the QB is Baker Mayfield, man.
QB is Baker Mayfield. And the backup, if Baker Mayfield were to have any issues, get replaced, Trask.
I'm surprised that they didn't go out and do something about their quarterback spot.
Well, they took, and 2 years ago, they took Trask in the second round. Like, they believed in him. They took him in the second round.
And now Baker Mayfield's their guy.
That's the thing, man. Like, they keep taking these people. I don't know what to believe on that.
I mean, Carson Wentz is still out there. It's the
Tennessee situation. Like, what are we doing? What's happening?
Carson Wentz is still out there. Matt Ryan. I mean,
Carson Wentz is a flight risk, though. He's an absolute flight risk.
What is Baker Mayfield?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield is a flight risk. I would agree, and they're both that gunslinger type. But Carson Wentz has thrown it time and time again and shown that he'll throw it into the wind, man. He does not care at all, man. He's just out here just to chuck it wherever it'll possibly land.
Man, I don't know, man. I think that
Washington moved on from him too.
I mean, I think that they better call Ryan Fitzpatrick out of retirement or something.
Yeah, man, bring the beard back. Let's get it.
Man, they should have done something different at that quarterback spot.
Yep. Yeah, so I don't know if they'll be able to sustain 8,000-yard receiver period, let alone Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Russell Gage.
It's a lot of guys on that field, man.
I mean, it's gonna have to be all big plays for Evans if that's the case. And like to your point, he's older, right? So is that juice there for those big plays? He's always been a 50-50 baller, and that's cool. But that also leaves you for a lot of stress on them hammies. Trying to make those breaks downfield to get open, and then going up for jump balls and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see.
Very, very interesting to see. So. Another guy, quarterback, your guy from the Atlanta Falcons, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Atlanta Falcons quarterback.
Desmond Ridder.
He is young. And
another third-round pick.
Desmond Ridder, man, I'm excited to see what he has this preseason, man, because I want to see what Mac Hollins could bring, man. I think he is a receiver that's kind of flown under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have very much there.
I like Taylor Heineke, so even if Desmond Ridder goes down, I think I like Heineke more. He has been able to rock show inconsistently, but be able to rock show in Washington with Terry McLaurin out there. So I know if there's a top guy, that top receiver, and if Drake London can be that guy, for that team, that he's going to get peppered if it's Heineke out there. Because he finds one guy, it's just...
Is it straight to him, huh? Hey, you know what, though? I hope it's Mac Hollins, man. I hope he finds Mac Hollins and just like, hey, this is my guy. I really like Mac Hollins, man. I really like Mac Hollins.
In Las Vegas, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, for Carr.
He looks like he's put on some size.
Yeah.
A little bit bigger.
Fast.
And he's
fast,
man.
So,
and he's fast. I hope that he can stay healthy, and I hope that he can have a breakout
I agree,
season.
and the thing is that people think the worst of when you have two talented receivers on the team commanding targets, but it could be in some situations if you're a good volume or a good offense, that could actually be benefit because it's not double coverage over on your man, right? It's like they're not shading people over that way because you have D-Hop and no one else in Tennessee. Like you got, like, you know what I'm saying? Like even at best, even if D-Hop were to be able to, do his thing or whatever the case may be, or I should say, if Ryan Tannehill, the quarterback, can do what he can be, who knows D-Hop is ever going to be open. You know what I'm saying? Because no one's going to respect Traylon Burks, and that could be a situation over here in Washington or in Atlanta where it could be like that, where we don't respect it because we're not worried about your QB. We're not worried about that. Yes, you got talent, and that's great finding Danny, but if we just double your main guy, you got nothing now because you only locked down the one guy. You only have one guy. So I am hoping that Matt Collins is able to take that pressure off, able to provide an open lane across the field for Desmond Ridder or Tyler Heineke, whoever ends up, rocking show there. But, yeah, it's scary for that one, but I'm in it.
I hope
I'm in it for
I
that roller coaster.
I hope it's.
I mean, we're in the transition year. All these people that we're talking about so many young names. We're talking about the main names in front of them, like Ryan Tannehill. But we're also talking about the young people who will most likely at some point probably transition to these spots. And these guys are like second year, first year. Like this is crazy.
As long as I've been alive and watching football, there are so many young guys taking
Tons.
over. And I think that they're realizing that
even Daniel Jones, this is only year 4.
the young guys. Hey, so look, really quick, let me read this list off of the guys who they say not to draft, and you tell me who you would not draft off this list.
Gotcha.
Kyler Murray.
Yep.
Odell Beckham.
That's easy.
Alvin Kamara. DeAndre Swift. David Montgomery. Mike Thomas. Miles Sanders, Mike Evans, Breece Hall, DeAndre Hopkins. Who out of those guys are you least likely to draft?
Least likely. Kyler Murray. I won't draft any Kyler Murray, but I don't know what that situation is even going to be when he's healthy, if he is healthy or whatever the case may be. So there's multiple reasons for that one.
Tell me
but
too.
Of the skill positions, I'm going to try to take a skill position out of this, and I'm probably going to stick away from Kamara because they just got a rookie running back. Like, he's not going to have he's going to have a suspension to the 3 games or whatever the case may be or whatever's coming out of that situation. So you're going to lose some time there. Who knows if Miller steps up, becomes the guy, like, what they're going to lower Kamara's workload, and then to that point of Michael Thomas being on there, they're both going to take work away from each other with a quarterback that doesn't give much work out to begin with, So, and then you have Chris Olave also taking food out there. So, 2 guys from the Saints on that. I'm actually giving you 2 for 1 on that one. I don't probably not taking either. As much as I like what he could be, now if we're talking round 12, I will shoot for Michael Thomas. That's fine. Like when they say these do not draft them early because of name value, right? Like sometimes they don't give you the full context of these, but if these guys were to come at me in like around 10, 11, 12, I'm gonna
right.
I'll scoop it.
Bring them here.
Yeah, exactly. But if we're looking like 5, 6, 7,
yeah, no. I mean, I'm with you, man. I'm with you on the Kyler Murray thing. But another one that I wouldn't draft, man, is Breece Hall.
You still hear about the Dalvin Cook thing? As a possibility?
Not only that Dalvin Cook thing, like how do he return from his injury?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna take him a while to get back into the groove of things, and it's gonna be really scary to see him out there so fast, man. Like the time it feel like they just be throwing them back out there, like, whoop, you're clear, go, and it's just like, I'm not really clear, bro. Like, relax.
Sometimes these guys might want to get out there and get paid a little bit more with their bonuses too. Though it's like, my bank account, this rookie contract a little thin. I need, especially for rookie running backs, like your salary ain't very good.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the top paid running back is Christian McCaffrey. He's only making $16 million compared to other skill positions, and he does as much work as anybody.
That's true, man.
Yeah. So it's like, maybe I need to get back. I need to get paid.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So, but I agree with that. And then the one I think I argue against there because of where he kind of goes is Miles Sanders. I like Miles Sanders. I'll take him at, if he's going at the 7th round or 8th round, I'm kind of okay doing that because he is the lead back. Yes, Chuba Hubbard's there, but he's not really a threat to me.
I don't like it because what else do they have?
It is a rookie quarterback that's out there.
What else do they have? They have nothing else going for them. They're going to stack that box. Their offensive line isn't that great.
I don't know if they respect Sanders enough to stack the box on him. That's the thing. Is like, I don't
have any receivers. Adam Thielen?
Yeah, but he could also catch out of the backfield, so he could also be used on third downs, catch you some catches and stuff like that in the PPR league, some quick dump offs and everything like that. Stuff to get the ball out of the hands of the young quarterback quickly and stuff like that. So that's why.
I'm okay with that.
I don't know if he'll be a 1,000-yard guy, but he might be a 800 guy for rushing yards and then 200 yards in catching. Give me 1,000 total, maybe 5 touchdowns total, running RB3. So I'm not saying if he's my number 2. That's what I'm saying. That's why but that votes my point why I'm trying to get these good guys early who I know are getting these work.
You're a running back guy, you know for sure.
Yeah.
You're a running back guy,
Yeah.
you know for sure.
Yeah. So, but that proves my point of I want that guy who I know is gonna get work early versus the guy like this who I'm like,
Hey, I'm gonna take a guy like this because I'm gonna have a boatload of wide receivers, man.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what you're gonna land on.
of wide
So,
receivers.
yeah, but if you can have an RB3 as your RB1 and you're cool with that, that's fine.
Hey, man, I'm gambling.
Fantasy
is a gamble, man. I'm gonna gamble with
it. You better grab Chuba with him, man.
Somebody, right?
But if you grab Chuba and he's a less, I don't want to say he's a less talented. I think he showed well. I agree with you. I think he showed well for the time that he was out there with Foreman and everything last year. But again, if you think the box is gonna be bad when it's the first string person, like. When you think when Chuba goes out there, it's gonna be better. You can't win there.
Hey, I feel you. I like Chuba though. I like Chuba.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my guy, man. I like Chuba.
Nope, that's fair. So. Nope. And if, again, there's so many. There is a lot of talented RBs, but there's a lot of good talent. But there's only so much great talent, right? And he is a good talent, and I feel like there's a lot of good talent in the second string, even third string for running backs and stuff like that. There, but they won't always see the field, man. It's just one of those situations of the NFL where it's a very limited position. It's not like you can go 3 receivers set. You can go 2 running backs sometimes, and like your wing set and stuff like that. But that doesn't always.
It's a lot of young talent, man. There's just a lot of young talent out here, man, and I'm excited to see it all, man.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see it. But that's it for us today, guys. We'll be back with some more what you can't wait to see. This week is the first week of the NFL preseason, so we will see a lot of these guys that we talked about, and we'll come back and evaluate some more, and some guys who kind of stepped up and stood out, and we'll go from there. So I'm excited for those to come this week,
man. It's gonna be sweet.
It's here.
We're coming back.
Thank you guys for joining us. You guys can always find us on Instagram at legendary_sports podcast. We out.
Later.